Hello and welcome back, where we paint away the stress of everyday life here in Wales. Yes, my arm is much better. For those who know that I had a bit of an injury in the garden the other week, so I'm able to paint again. Way!
Hey, welcome, thanks for stopping by. It's time to learn with our friend Clive.
So I'm just going to get a little bit of tap water, put my little bit of tap water into my little jar like that. I'm looking at the colours. I've got some ultramarine blue, some processed blue, some cadmium yellow, some Naples yellow, bit of burnt umber. I've got some hooker's green, some black and white. But you can use any blues or yellows or whatever variation of colours that you want to use, then that is absolutely fine. So I'm just going to get a little bit of ultramarine blue. I'm thinning my paint down a little bit. Now I've been asked a lot about, I'm just putting a wash on the canvas. I've been asked a lot about thinning paints, acrylics. I will show you a tip on an up and coming video how to thin, the best way to thin acrylics normally if you're painting on canvas and stuff like that. But when you're painting on cardboard or anything that's absorbent like paper or anything like that, then you don't have to worry too much about over thinning your acrylics, because acrylics got a tendency of peeling off or flaking over time. And you know, that's just how the acrylics work, because they're water based, and if you thin them too much, then it reacts against the resin, which is the binder of the paint, and causes it to stop adhering properly to canvas, etc. So anything that's not, basically anything that's not absorbent, then I highly recommend that you don't use anything more than 45% water to your paint. Otherwise, there's a tendency, there's a possibility that it will flake away. So you can see that I've just put a lovely wash of colour just over the canvas as I was explaining that. So I'm going to dry that off, because I'm going to paint a beach scene today, because I'm in that mood. So it's always a good idea, if you can find a pencil, to get an horizon line put in. I haven't got a pencil, but I've got a rule and I've got a white pencil. That should be okay. So I'm going to put my horizon line roughly 3/4 of the way down, and you can measure this if you want to. You can use a bit of painter's tape or something like that, as I've said in the past. But I just want to put a little white horizon line. Easy for me to say. A horizon line down like that, just to give me a guide. There we go. So that's just a guide of where my sky is going to meet my water. So I'm going to get a little bit of this ultramarine blue now. Just neat ultramarine blue. And I'm just going to try to get a nice sharp line across like that. So that's just going to give me the horizon line that I'm looking for. Right, okay, so let's get a little bit of processed blue and a little bit of white. There we are, processed blue and white. Ooh, lovely. Let's get a little bit more white into that. There we are. I'm just going to slap that in there like this. Now, normally I'd paint from the sky upwards. I want to paint from the bottom. So I normally start up there and work my way down, but I thought I'd work my way up this day today. Oh I'm all my tongue's twisted in my mouth today. I got a job to talk. Don't know why. What's going on? I don't know. So I want it nice and light down there. There we are, nice and light. Let's get that dark colour coming across. Just like that. Just that difference of colour. Trying to make it as sharp as I can. Now you need, when you're doing horizon lines, you really do need to think about making that as straight as possible, because the horizon lines are very, very straight. So I'm going to get some ultramarine blue up in the sky now. There we go. Just a difference of colour. This ultramarine blue is lovely. I like ultramarine blue for skies. Just a basic painting today, going back into this mixture of processed blue now and white. And I'm just going to merge that in just like that. Get that difference of, I want that, have you know those skies you get this like hazy blue type of looking sky? That's the type of thing that I'm looking for. Because I can imagine this is quite a warm, this is going to be a warm area, a warm beach, something like a tropical beach or something like that. I haven't quite worked it out yet. I'm just, as I'm talking, I'm trying to think. And painting and talking it can be quite difficult sometimes. Because you're using the two parts of your brain, you're using your left and your right side of your brain. And when you're painting like this, you're trying to be creative. And your brain is trying to work on two different fronts. And I got a job sometimes just to work on one front of my brain. So using the two sides of my brain is quite a challenge for me. So I'm just getting that blue in. Getting that white in, just trying to mix and blend and merge and just getting that lovely type of sky that I see when I go to the Mediterranean or something like that. Because I'm off to Tenerife now soon. Hopefully I'll get some photographs and stuff and I'll come back and do some paintings of that. But there we are, there's quite a nice, easy, simple sky. Now you could put some clouds in there. We might dapple some clouds in there later on. So what I'm thinking now is I want to put my water in now. So I want, still using the ultramarine, I'm going to put ultramarine blue there, a bit of processed blue. I'm going to get a little bit of yellow to it. So you can see I can make that a little bit more green. Ultramarine blue tends to be a little bit biased in anyway. So let's just get a little bit more yellow in there. Let's get this lovely blue-green. A bit of white. There we are. We got this like, turquoise type of colour. There we are. Look at that. That's lovely, isn't it? Try and blend that in very lightly. Very lightly. I'm trying to get that to come down this way like this. My paintings are always as easy and as quick as I can possibly make them, because I want you to be able to paint along with me, and I want you to be able to achieve a painting even if you've never painted before. A lot of my people that follow me never painted before, and I've had some wonderful comments. Don't forget to leave that comment, like and subscribe. That would be wonderful. We got that lovely greeny blues there coming in. I'm just checking my cameras are all nice and working well. I'm getting a little bit more light coming in. A little bit more light of reflections on this water coming in like this. Just making a little bit lighter on the bottom there like that. Don't forget the waves are coming in this direction. There we are. So I just wash that brush. I'm not using anything more than a 1-inch short flat at the moment. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's the only brush I've used so far. I want to try and sharpen this edge up a bit now, so take a deep breath. Blend in that sharp edge away like that. My brushes are old like me and quite frayed at the end. So we've got a little bit of shadow there now. Okay, I'm washing that brush. Now, I'm going to get a little bit of burnt umber and a little bit of white Watch this now. A little bit of burnt umber and white. This is a wonderful colour actually. I want to put a base coat down, so I want to put some sand in place now. So I got these visions of this sand, and this beach is going way into the distance there. A little bit of water on my brush, and I want to bring this beach down just like that. I'm going to blend that into the water like this. Because don't forget, there's sand under the water. It's not just the water, is it? The sand is rolling over that water. So there's going to be a little bit of shadow of sand in there. And we'll put some more paint, some more sea paint colour over the top of that in just a second. But we're getting this beach type sandy colour in like this. There we go. A bit more water. Because I want this quite loose and thin. I don't want it too thick. There we go, get that going in. There, that beach is coming around. Just like that. Pulling that into the water. There we go. Let's just dry my brush off. All I'm doing by drying my brush off is just taking the moisture off my brush with a bit of kitchen paper. I'm just going to blend that in like that. There we go. Okay, I'm going to dry that off with a hairdryer. Now I'm going to change my brush because I thought it would be nice if I put some trees or something in. Maybe there's some I'm thinking maybe I'm just going to put some trees in. So I'm going to get some green, some green there, some burnt umber to it. I want to make this green quite dark, and I'm trying to think of maybe we'll put some trees. Because this is like a desert islandy thing, isn't it? So there's bound to be some trees and stuff. There we go. Let's make that a little bit darker. Let's make that a little bit darker. Just add a touch of black to it. I want it dark. I want the shadows in there. There we go. And this is a good way of practicing filling up a space that you've got. There we go. Maybe there's a little bit of grass coming down. Maybe there's some sand dunes and things there. There we go. A little bit of grass there. Maybe there's a bit more grass coming in here, like this. This is just a block out stage. There we go. There we are. So there's our trees. I'm putting some nice dark colour into these trees like this. Quite like the way that's come out there. We could put a palm tree actually in there, can we? We'll do another painting after with some trees and things in, ready for Christmas. I think that would be nice. So I'm just washed my brush. I'm going to get some of this lovely sand colour now. So get a bit of Naples yellow, and some burnt umber. Because I like to use paints. I'm not going to use all these paints today in this particular painting because I put a lot of paint on my palette. You know, my recommendation is just put the paint on that you think you need, and just add to the palette afterwards. People got a problem with acrylic paints drying on them. Again, I'll have to explain the way I stop my paints from drying. So let's just let's lighten that up a bit more now. Let's just get a little bit of white into that. Because I want this to make it look really tropical. We need to get some light sand in there, a bit of light. Boom, 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 boom. Bring that nice and light there. Just build, 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 build. Just have fun. Just build, keep building and having fun. That's all it's about. Just build on your painting and think of colours and tones, and we can lighten up certain areas then where you think the light might be hitting more. There we go. Just like that. Does that look nice? Does that look nice? Does that look like a beach? It looks beach-like, I think. It looks beach-like. I hope it does anyway. So I'm just going to get a little bit of paint just on the tip of my brush. There we go. Nice sharp edge. Nice sharp edge. I need to bring in a bit of water in like that. Taking the paint off my brush. Pulling that back a little bit too much. I didn't take enough. I took too much paint off my brush then. I took too much moisture out of my brush, I should say. Not too much paint off my brush. I'm just going to pull that back. And all I'm doing is using a damp brush. Just like that. There we are. Let's get that sharp again. And what I mean by sharp is I'm getting a bit of paint on my brush and I'm pulling it to a nice sharp edge. Just like that. Nice sharp edge. Making sure everything is recording. My camera's got a tendency sometimes to stop working for me. Again, just getting a bit of moisture on the brush now. No paint on my brush, just moisture. Just taking a bit of moisture off the brush. Pulling that in. There we go. Let's get some of this paint now on. You know this. You know the deal now. Just get a little bit of. Just get a few little. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. We could put a bit more. Let's get a little bit of white now. Make as if it's really blowing over a little bit by there, and maybe there's a bit of a breaker or two just. Coming in like that. There we go. We can have a little water line just coming in like that. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get a little bit of blue in there. Where's that greeny blue I had? There we are. Let's just put a little bit of that. It's just a touch of colour. There we go. So what I'll need to do now is, if I can find a nice small thin brush. Dumped it. Oh, there's my pencil. I found my pencil. That was good. I knew I had one somewhere. There we go. I just want a nice bit of dark colour, because I just want to put a little bit of just shadow. Just under there like that. There we go. Right. Let's put a few squiggly lines. Just in the water like that. Just to represent maybe some foam patterns and things that go on in the water. There we go. All these things add to the illusion that there's water there. There we go. Get a little bit of darker colour. And do the same thing. Just put a few little shadow marks in like that. And then you very quickly, well, not so much, not so much. I thought you could just, I put that on and it's dried very quick. It was dried quicker than I thought it would actually. But that's fine. Okay. So we get our little brush, a little bit of moisture. I'll just reactivate that very quickly before it goes hard. Just to take the edge off a little bit there like that. So we got our waves in. They crash in on that wonderful beach. We got our tree in place. Let's get some of this lighter colour that we made. Let's just put a few branches and things in, just like this. And just a few, just a few. There we go. Maybe there's a little branch there. We'll go back into our little brush. Let's get right, let's get some green, some yellow. I just put a few mid-tones, just like this. You hear Molly. I don't know if you can hear Molly barking out there. But she's found something interesting in the garden, I think. There we go. Let's put some grass underneath as well. That's just coming down there. Let's get a little bit of white to that. And let's just sparkle that up just a touch like this. There we go. Put a bit more grass there. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I think we need to put some clouds in the sky. I I think that's the next thing we need to do. There we go. So we got our tropical island, we got the beach. Oh, it's looking lovely. I could be sitting there now sunbathing. I could be sitting there sunbathing. I tell you what we could do. If I can find a nice detailing brush. I've got one somewhere. Boom, 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 boom. This should work fine. Get some burnt umber. A bit of that dark colour. And I'm going to put one of these funny old, have you seen these old ranky old funny old palm trees sometimes? They grow on this funny shape. I don't know how they grow like that. I know plants normally grow to the light, but it's always amazed me how these things can grow like this. Perhaps there was some trees there, and perhaps he was trying to fight for dominance. Who knows? These old, ranky old, ronkety type of branch like that. Sheesh. Let's put one of them in there. One of them like that. I got a better brush than that. Where's my brush gone? This should work. It should work better. So basically, just want to get that shape coming in like this. Got another one behind. He's coming down there like that. I love having fun. There we go. Let's just put a little bit of highlight there, like that. There we go. Could put another little one just going through there, like that. There we are. He's going behind there, like that. Okay. Let's get some blue. Blue and a little bit of burnt umber. I want to make a shadow colour. It's going into the water like that. Bit of a shadow. Bit of a shadow there like that. Let's get some of this water. Brighten that up a bit like this. There we go. Shall we put some... I don't think I'm going to put any clouds in the sky, actually. I don't think I am. I tell you what I'm going to do is get a little bit of this green. I want to put a little bit of green in. I'm going to put a bit of green in there. We need to put a bit of green in. There we go. Can you see that green? Is it? Do I need to lighten that green up? Let me have a look. See if I can lighten that green up a bit. There we go. That looks more like it, doesn't it? Shh. Push. Coconuts. There we go. Coconuts. Coconuts. Maybe there's just a few coconuts on the ground. Oh, a bit of a tropical storm. We had a bit of a tropical storm. A couple of coconuts on the ground like that. There we go. Get some grass. Gonna have a little bit of foliage there just to settle that into place. Maybe there's a few bits there as well. Wow, I like that. Let's put a few. I can't get this as thin as I want. There we go. Just a little bit of highlight. I'm just going to brighten that up a bit. You can just see a little bit of brightness on these palms. There we go. Oh dear. And it wouldn't be right if I didn't put a few little birds or seagulls or whatever you want to call them. Maybe there's a little boat on the horizon or something. Maybe there's a couple of boats on the horizon. There we are. That's all they are. A couple of boats on the horizon. You can see the birds. Just about see the birds there. Make this one a bit brighter. There we go.
Hey, welcome, thanks for stopping by.
There we are.
It's time to learn.
Wonderful tropical beach. Hope you enjoy that one. Thank you very much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
And don't forget to click subscribe.